Bom dia, como vai? Bem-vindo to another Charlie's video blog. Um, I'm another stroke recovery warrior, and my goal for the last few years has been trying to relearn to play guitar again. And guitar has been a big part of my life for many years. It's always been my best friend, and I'm not afraid to tell you that. Used to play guitar for Air Force Tops in Blue for the Air Force. That was exciting. And I used to play with a really cool band in England called the Bad Lads. And my good friend Todd Hartwell, who's oh my gosh, just a fantastic composer of music, and he has his own studio in Seattle, and he's a great piano player, and he doesn't do bad on the guitar as well. So Todd, if you're listening, hello. I know we owe each other a call. But this week had an interesting practice. I was listening to Brian Sherrill from Active Duty. I always got the military there. ActiveMelody.com, and he has his own channel and his own series of lessons. And I was really curious about an idea that he was teaching. So I tried to take his idea and to make it my own, because I think that's what Brian wants us to do, is to kind of learn where these things are. And Brian explains so well how they fit into the chord progressions, and he uses the cage system, and he explains it really well. So check out Brian Sherrill, ActiveMelody.com. If you would. He's a pretty cool guy. Now, look, today I'm playing my Fender. This Fender was made for me in the Fender Mod Shop, and actually, it was an anniversary to something, a gift to celebrate a victory, because I eventually started going back to playing guitar in church, and this was, you got to pay yourself, right? I think you need to pay yourself for your victories. So, I had this made Fender. Now, this is a nice guitar. It's got the noiseless humbuckers. It's a more mellow sound guitar, roasted neck, feel very comfortable, but it can grind and distort when properly motivated. But I love the smoothness and the tone of this guitar. So this week, I practice kind of a country style. Again, trying to get this right side, get this wrist moving with more flexibility, trying to get rid of that neurospasticity. And it's a challenge because my muscles want to do the opposite of what I'm asking it to do. So when I try to play, they tighten. I don't know if you can start to see it, and I've got to have it do the opposite, and that is relax. So it's a tough challenge. But again, as I always say, I'm never going to quit. I'm going to keep trying, and I'm going to identify these challenges and work through those. So that's the guitar I'm using. So let me just show you the chords that are used in a song. The song's in the key of G major, which is really cool. But the song actually starts in A minor. So the main three chords, I guess if you want to call it for a verse, are A minor, D major, and back to that G. Now for the turnaround, so you start out, or I guess you could say the bridge or a chorus, right? I'm stumbling all over the place, guys. I'm so excited to show you this. So here's that A minor. Here's the D for the G. Then I go to a G7. Then to a C major. To a D. And then I go to a G. And I walk it down to the E minor. Eric Clapton Clapton uses that a lot in his music. But then I went to C, and then for a twist, I went to an A seventh. Then I went back to the D and closed it out with a G. So, kind of neat sound. So closed it out, with that G. So that's what I used, and a lot of interesting motifs I used. One was really cool. I kind of started right here with this, and I guess you would call it a G. And it just kind of like, and then I just went. If I can do this. Then a little Nashville. So that's what I kind of use for motifs. So again, I stayed in the major scale of G, even though we started with that A minor. So basically, wherever you find a G major scale on the guitar neck, it's a neat sound. And again, you can use the major and minor pentatonics anywhere you would like. Play around with this if you feel ambitious. I know I do a lot of ums, and I shouldn't do that. But it allows me a chance to think again, right? I guess they call those strategic pauses. So I'm using my strategic pauses. Real quick with Stroke Buddies this Saturday, it was an amazing discussion about foot drop. And everybody talked about, how they're trying to get through it or how they did get through it. And we shared the different, what we call AFOs and different braces, different boots. In fact, I had a boot made for me that helped straighten my foot because it was kind of at an angle like this, really weird. But that boot straightened it, and it also helped me with my foot drop, which strengthened those muscles and those tendons. So it was kind of like training my brain at the same time to say, hey, no, this is what we need to do. So I don't have foot drop nowhere as near as bad. So, and that really affects how we walk. Anyways, I'm talking a lot and probably talking more than I need to, but I just want to wish you guys, everyone, a grand day, a blessed day, a hopeful day. Just realize how powerful prayer is in our life, and God, He's definitely helped me along my path, and He's continuing to do so. And I hope you see it. I hope you believe it. I don't know. I hope you give it a try. But it's something bigger than us. But stroke warriors or whatever recovery that you're going through, there's always a solution. There's always a way. And there's many, many stories out there. Investigate them, please. And I hope you enjoy my video. The music, is fun. Not perfect, but I'm still trying to work on this right side. As you can see, it's still it still has a little bit of a shape to it, but it's getting better. I'm getting more control. So with that said, I feel like I could talk to you guys all day. But with that said, I'm just going to say blessings, and you know what? Don't quit. Never quit. Keep going. Don't surrender. And with that said, I'm going to say ciao for now.